right behind us, the heat wave. We're all feeling it.
Yeah.
How warm did we get today?
106 again, so hottest since yesterday, but prior to that, it was the hottest since 2 years ago, August 19th of 24. Our feels like temperature was as hot as Death Valley today, and the hottest feels like temperature that we have seen in the last several years. 116 is how hot it got for that feels like temperature. You'll notice in the orange there, that is a heat advisory that is in effect as we get through the next day or so. Plus, we will be looking at a heat advisory that does extend, I think, through much of this week. Let's take a look at where we topped out at today, though. 106 at DFW. Again, hottest day since August 19th of 2024. And we're just not getting relief during the nighttime hours. 97 in Dallas. Feels like 102. That is current. 92 in Corsicana feels like 103. Again, we peaked at 116 for the feels like today. We have only gotten that hot 4 times on record. There's that heat advisory that is in effect for tomorrow. Feels like temps as high as 106. I will walk you through how long this lasts and if we've got any relief on the way. Coming up in my full forecast, Doug.
Okay, we'll chat then. McKenna, thanks so much. Well, the longer the dangerous heat wave lasts, it's easy math. The greater the risk for heat-related illness. But we found some organizations who are now proactively stepping up to help those who especially spend hours working outside. And tonight, our Aaron Jones showing us just one of the efforts going on around town aimed at keeping those people safe.
You can put them here. The little things we'll put in the pocket.
Every time temperatures climb into the triple digits, so does the demand for these free hydration kits.
Last year we gave about 800, and this year we're on track to probably do that or more.
At the Mark Cuban Heroes Basketball Center, volunteers are packing each kit with waters, cooling towels, handheld fans, and other supplies designed to help outdoor workers stay safe in the extreme heat.
I think so they know that they're appreciated and they know that there's people out here that actually care, like us.
The effort, backed by the Mark Cuban Foundation and the Dirk Nowitzki Foundation, began back in 2023 after the heat-related death of local USPS letter carrier Eugene Gates Jr.
We thought, how horrible that is, but just all of these folks working outside and giving their time and just the sweat equity is really what it is.
Parkland says it has already treated more than 30 patients for heat-related illnesses this year.
The biggest thing is obviously hydration. That's one of the big problems that we see with heat in these levels. One of the things people sometimes don't think about is also concern about their electrolytes. So if you're drinking more than a liter and a half of water, you need to start thinking about replacing the sodium that you're losing.
You can't play with this heat out here at all.
For anyone in need, these free hydration kits are available Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. at the Mark Cuban Heroes Basketball Center. Outdoor workers can pick one up with a work ID. Organizers hope that they can prevent the next heat emergency. In Dallas, Aaron Jones, CBS News, Texas.
All new for you at 10 o'clock. We got some tough news. Word of more layoffs coming. We got this word in the last few hours. And this is for Southwest Airlines employees. This is according to multiple people close to the airline. While we do not know how many people are going to be affected by all of this, Southwest does tell us that they are refining their organizational structure, and they say they're streamlining decision making to better help them operate in what they call a complex environment. Maybe more clarity coming tomorrow. Tonight, the United States launched a 12th night of attacks on Iran. President Trump threatening to, quote, bomb and destroy, end quote, an Iranian bridge or power plant for every new attack by Iran on a ship in the Strait of Hormuz. Somewhat of a tit for tat. The United States military insisting the strait is open, but Iran continues attacking ships there as well as waterways, in fact, around the Gulf states. And all of this we know as the human cost of this ongoing war comes into even greater focus, especially for us here in North Texas. The president attending the dignified transfer of 4 U.S. service members killed in Iranian strikes last week. But that includes the picture of the young woman you see, 19-year-old soldier from Carrollton, Army Private Isabella Gonzalez. The transfer happening earlier this morning. This was at Dover Air Force Base in Delaware. Members of the United States military carrying those 4 flag-draped caskets one at a time from that C-17 aircraft to 2 waiting vehicles. Private Gonzalez's casket will now head to DFW National Cemetery for a military funeral. We have our eyes on that. No word yet as of tonight when that will happen, but when that information is given to us, we'll share, of course. Private Gonzalez among the 18 U.S. service members who have now given their lives during this now roughly 5-month-old war. More than 500 others have been wounded.
It was a long time coming for everybody, you know.
3 women united earlier this year to testify in the trial of Nicholas Carney, the man they say abused them as children. In our ongoing series, The Long Hunt, our I-Team is now exploring the decades-long efforts to identify and arrest Carney for the kidnappings of 2 young North Texas girls all the way back in the 90s. Tonight, Andrea Lucia taking us even farther back to his first known victim and why her story has raised fears there may be even more victims.
That's me.
What's it like to look at these pictures and know that this happened to you when you were this age?
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird because, like, when I think about it, that's not who I see. So it's real weird to try to go back and recall those memories. And, you know, when you don't see the little girl there.
Amy Birch's childhood in Tulsa, Oklahoma was like most.
We were always super excited when the ice cream man came down our street.
In 1980, at the age of 6, she heard that truck coming. That day, she says the ice cream man had an empty thermos and a request.
Hey, would you mind go putting some ice and some water in this for me? It's really hot outside. And of course my cousin was, oh yeah, no problem.
Amy was suddenly alone with the man.
And he's like, hey, while we're waiting, do you want to come see my ice cream truck? And when I started to step back, he had unzipped his pants and asked me if I wanted to touch him.
Amy ran and eventually told her folks. Days later, when the same driver returned, they were ready.
My dad's friend, Bill, was already parked over there, and when he passed, they just made like a roadblock.
The ice cream truck sat trapped on their dead-end road.
And my mom called 911 and said, we've got him.
Nicholas Carney was arrested, but in a deal with prosecutors, pled guilty to a misdemeanor.
I just remember sitting on a bench outside the courtroom. A gentleman came out and said, I've got good news, you don't have to testify.
Amy remembers assuming Carney went to jail, and for decades she put it past her. She says she didn't think about what happened, talk about what happened. That is until recently, when she got a voicemail.
It said, hi, Amy, my name is Detective whatever, and I am hoping that you remember a case that happened over 40 years ago. And instantly, I instantly just got sick. I instantly knew what it was. Why would they be wanting to talk to me after all these years?
Carney, it turns out, had been sentenced to 1-year probation, which he completed before Oklahoma had a sex offender registry, so he didn't end up on that either. But police in Texas looking into the 1991 kidnapping of 8-year-old Ashley Keith in Plano and the 1999 kidnapping of a 9-year-old in Dallas had now matched previously unidentified DNA found on both victims to Carney.
What was it like to hear that there were 2 other victims?
I was pretty dumbfounded.
Earlier this year, Amy traveled to Collin County, where she, Ashley, and Carney's alleged 1999 victim all testified against him, helping prosecutors paint a pattern of behavior.
I was very nervous. It brings back a lot of bad memories. And looking at him when you're testifying, and he's just sitting there kind of with a smile on his face, like.
As nervous as you are, and as afraid as you were, why did you do it?
What these girls went through was much worse than I could ever imagine. And, I want him not to get a slap on the wrist again. I want him to be punished.
And it was just incredibly moving to know that yes, they were there for me, but also that they told their story and that they were brave enough to do it.
Carney was on trial for Ashley Keith's kidnapping and sexual assault. The trauma and the decades that have passed have left gaps in her memory.
Getting up on the stand, telling your story, saying you don't remember things, talking to a jury of people about it, you feel very vulnerable. And so to be vulnerable again in front of your abuser is hard.
It didn't take long, though, for the jury to return their verdict. Guilty, and a sentence of life behind bars.
It was just immense relief that they got it right.
I think all of us was just trying to like hold in our screams and celebration, and because it was a long time coming for everybody,
It just takes tremendous courage. Because I know that so many times people can feel like, victims specifically can feel like, I don't know if my words will be enough. And they were.
The fact that Nicholas Carney was driving an ice cream truck, a vehicle that by design attracts children, has been really alarming for a lot of people that I've spoken to for this story. In our final report for this series tomorrow, we'll take a look at what else police have pieced together about Carney's history and the work that they're doing to try to locate any other potential victims. For the first time, you'll also hear from Carney himself. We have a recording of a phone call he made, what some law enforcement consider to be his confession.